No longer a luxury, but an essential. Remember when it was like only if you had or needed a home office or at your place of business that you had a paper shredder? Well, now in the world of unfortunate, what the heck are you doing, Craig? Why you gotta staple that so many times? You're good.
I gotta show the people who blast their staples. I gotta give the people what they want, Jennifer Coffey.
He's so dramatic.
Come on.
All right, it is not the paper shredder that you had 15 years ago. The one that broke decibel records, right, for how loud it was. The one that jammed up. The one that, oh, you better only put one paper through and heaven forbid it's got a staple and there's no way you're putting a credit card through there. This is the MicroCut shredder. You can walk away from this with 100 sheets in it.
That's right.
And it will do the work for you and not just shred them into the strips that any identity thief could easily tape together. These are MicroCut finer than New Year's Eve confetti, which is protection for you at a while supplies last price. So once we get rid of what we got, that is it. But Black Friday weekend means it's on a $16 easy pay. It's E233076. Craig Smith is our tech expert, but I do think he enjoys these presentations a little more than others.
I do. This is
he gets
fun.
to destroy things.
Yes, I do.
Which is really great. But Craig, I mean, am I right? We've come so far from the paper shredder I used to have when I had my businesses. That was just, oh gosh, it was the bane of my existence.
It sounded like a chainsaw going off. It was a pain in the butt. You had to take care of it and run those like grease things through there to treat the gears, all of that kind of stuff. This is not those days. This is Royal, an industry leader. And what they do with these shredders, the two big wows, first of all, it's MicroCut. So every piece of paper you see going through this auto feed tray, every individual piece gets turned into 1,100 pieces of paper, really micro shredding. And then also this auto feed tray up top, you can put up to 100 pieces of paper. Now, when you do use the auto feed tray, you got to make sure there's no staples there, because the auto feed tray will pull the pages down one at a time. But if you do have the staples, you do have the credit cards, guess what? That's why we have the main tray here in the front. That'll blast right through those staples. It'll blast right through those credit cards. So if you're doing a big bulk job, this can take care of it. If you're doing just your daily, let's get rid of the junk mail, this can handle that as well.
Now, I think most people are doing both. Like we have stacks and stacks or boxes and boxes of old tax records and bank statements and documents or just, guys, just for your daily mail. The things that you are getting that unfortunately identity thieves see as a gold mine, pass it through here. Let me take you through the colors. So we have it in rose gold here on the end. Next is the burgundy, followed by that navy blue. And then my favorite is the mint. Up here on the table, we have the two more traditional office color choices in the black and in the silver. And do you notice how it's still, you can hear it going, but we're not doing a thing.
Yeah, it's not a chainsaw sound.
Yeah.
Actually, these three containers we have up front, these really give you a great visual of what MicroCut is all about. Because when shredders first came out, like the ones you were talking about, when they sounded like a chainsaw engine, this was back in the day. This was in the 80s. We would see this all the time. They called this a strip cut. So basically, we're cutting the piece of paper just down to little spaghetti strips. This is 25 pages in here. This is 25 pages of crosscut.
Oh, wow.
Big difference, right? This is a big step up. But if you can look at these pieces of paper, you could still get part of a social security number, part of a medical form. You can get the information. What does Royal do? They do this right here. This is called MicroCut. So basically, they're taking these pieces and cutting them in quarters again. First of all, it takes up a heck of a lot less space in the 4.5-gallon bin.
True.
But more importantly, now when the bad guys try to dig through your trash, they try to get your medical information, they're getting nothing but this. They're getting a whole big glob of confetti, and that gives you that peace of mind. When you put this at the curb, now the bad guys aren't going to get that, as I accidentally just spilled it all.
Hey, no worries. It's a party.
There we go.
Well, that's the other thing, too, is that
made a
the bin,
mess.
like everything about this is upgraded, guys. So the bin is huge.
Yep.
So, because this means nothing if I put 100 sheets on it and then the darn thing fills up after 10 sheets, right? So it takes up less space, but you can go through a whole lot of pages before you ever have to empty out the bin. It's got casters and wheels on the bottom, so you can take it from room to room. You don't have to sit there with a staple remover and remove every single staple out of every single piece of paper, because it can grind through those as well. Now, is there any guidance as far as like the staples? Do I have to like attend to it? Can I put the stapled papers into the feeder, or do I have to manually put those in?
You want to put the staple pages through the front slot here. There's actually two different places you'll be able to shred with this MicroCut shredder. There's the slot right here, and that's when you do have the staples. You staple right away. No worries at all. As many staples as you like. This is also where we're going to put your credit cards in this front little slot. This will actually take whole envelopes as well. But then when you want to get rid of that bulk, then when you have let's say, tax returns from 10, 15 years ago, where you've been saving on to the cable and electric
bills.
bills.
I get these massive booklets of paper from my investment advisor, and it's got the whole report from the year.
Yep, we all get that. How about when you go to the doctor's office or you pick up a script and they give you all that information as well? If you have the bulk paper, you put that in the auto feed tray and just slide that in there, and it'll pull it through one page at a time. One really cool safety feature, we had some people online asking questions about this. Take a look at this, Jen. If I pop out the bin itself, it automatically will shut itself down. So if you notice, when you empty your bin and you pop it back in there, you're going, why isn't my shredder working? Well, it is working. All you have to do is
give it a nudge.
Pop the bin in, and that will reactivate the gears moving again, and you'll shred away.
So right now, this is in the Very Merry Deals show, and I acknowledge that it is not perfume, it's not jewelry. This is an essential, right? This is the practical gift, either to you, from you, or for somebody in your family. I mean, this now, like I said, is a non-negotiable. It is unfortunate but true that most of the mail that you are receiving, whether you asked for it or not, and I don't want those blank checks from the credit card company, but they keep showing up, have to be destroyed. But apart from this, like, what is the option? Taking it to a service, and even then, frankly, I'm not so sure if it's happening on the up and up. Or I can't think of even what else you would do to destroy that documentation. This is the way to do it. A couple months, we're going to be talking about tax season. We're talking about all the documents that you've got there, too. You buy this once, you have it forever. The retail value is $121. This comes home for $16. It's like an insurance plan for your personal information.
I like to call it antivirus for real life.
I love that.
We've got our PCs, right? We're surfing the web, you're opening email attachments, you use antivirus, right? Well, this is antivirus for all the documentation that you have. By the way, this clear bin, you will not be getting a clear bin. We had this custom made just to kind of show you what's going on. That's the silver bin right next to it. But this is what happens to this purple piece of paper. Look at this.
We don't always have this available because it has a tendency to sell out. This is one of the better values I've seen on the most upgraded version of this shredder, and it's on the highest easy pay that we offer. $16.66. So I'm going to walk you through those colors again. Again, remember, you have until the end of January to try it out. Rose gold, burgundy. There's the navy. Gotta love the mint. And then up top, we've got it in the silver and in the black. And Craig also loves this because when it's done, he's got all the confetti for his New Year's Eve party.
I'm celebrating my daughter's field hockey win yesterday.
There you go.
There we go.
Every day's a celebration.
Go Falcons. That's right.
I love working here. Okay.